Hello and welcome into today's edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hicks, and I'm the lead beat writer for Arizona State Sun Devils on SI. As my loyal followers know, I have been here for the last roughly 3 months, and I am so thrilled. We are now just 3 weeks away from the start of the 2025 Arizona State Sun Devils season, and there couldn't be more anticipation, there couldn't be more hype around the team than there is in this particular rendition of the Sun Devil football program, especially across the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix. A lot of teams in Phoenix just haven't worked out over the last couple of years, and Arizona State is a rare success story, at least in the scope of Phoenix athletics over the last 2 to 3 years. And fans are just absolutely ecstatic about this team. The excitement is palpable in the air, especially in Tempe. And the Arizona State Sun Devils just wrapped up the maroon and gold scrimmage at Camp Tontozona this morning, and it was largely a successful week. The Sun Devils found out a lot of things that they were seeking to find out. The offense struggled a little bit during the scrimmage, and we'll get to that later, but really it was the defense that stood out, defense that flexed its muscles, defense that really showed that it can be an elite defense in year 3 under Brian Ward after overachieving in the first 2 years of the former Washington State DC as their own DC. So we all know Camp Tontozona is their 66th year going to the camp. There was a few years here and there where they did not go, but Kenny Dillingham, a student of Arizona State, obviously literally an alumni of the university, he very much respects the traditions and history of the football program of the university, and Camp Tontozona is very, very important to him. They went up on Tuesday, so they spent 4 nights up there, and they are coming back as of about right now, and it was a successful week for the most part, like I said, and I'm going to break down some of the things that were witnessed, the fan support, and everything in between. So, based off reporting of various outlets, there was a mile of traffic leading into Camp Tontozona this morning. That is unheard of for a football event in Arizona. I mean, Cardinals games do get pretty congested just because of the capacity, but for a small niche camp in Payson, Arizona, that is absolutely ridiculous. I don't think it's been seen for the Arizona State program in quite some time, if ever. And there were fans that were filing in at 6:30 in the morning. It's just great to see the fans invigorated. It's great to see that the fans recognize that this is a team that they absolutely can be proud about. There are so many positives that can be taken out of that in general, that in and of itself. But let's get into some of the things that were witnessed, caught on film, everything in between during the scrimmage. So there was a point in the scrimmage where CJ Fight and Jordan Crook both secured back-to-back goal line stops. The defense was very, very active, very, very aggressive, very, very communicative, and I have witnessed that firsthand throughout camp, especially Jordan Crook. He has been extremely vocal as one of the leaders of the defense. He's taken on a new role in his second year with the program after transferring from Arkansas. CJ Fight obviously is an absolute game wrecker. That Arizona State run defense and the front seven is absolutely anchored by CJ Fight. Xavion Alford and Ghost Rouser were both back, and they both were impressive. There's just so much to like about the Arizona State defense, and we'll get into the offensive struggles in a moment, but not enough praises can be sung about this defense, at least on paper and based off of what I've seen through camp so far. That secondary, Keith Abney, Javen Robinson, Miles Ghost Rouser, and Xavion Alford, as I said, Those guys are phenomenal in and of themselves, but you add in Kendrick Breedlove, you add in a Montana Warren, you add in a Jack Ball, you add in Rodney Bimage Jr., you add in Nyland Green as a potential wild card. That room as a whole, both safety and cornerback, extremely deep, extremely fast, extremely talented, extremely physical. And they are just up Brian Ward's alley in terms of the physicality, the aggressiveness, the ability to create chaos and turnovers in the process. And that's all they've shown through camp so far for the most part. Even during quote unquote bad days of practice, the defense is still making plays. Now let's get to the offense. So the offense, you could say, it struggled. There were 13 total drives that were played in the game, and the offense only mustered 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. So it depends on which way you look at it. Some people could say the offense underwhelmed or the defense is just incredible. It's every bit as good as some in the Sun Devil media sphere or even the fandom have stated. But Jaron Hamilton and AJ Ia, both, they caught the 2 touchdowns. AJ Ia was an impressive throw from Jeff Sims, who continues to show his experience and his chops and his really ability to step in if and when he's needed. So Ia continues to impress throughout camp. The freshman it's well documented that he's 6'6" and 240. That's where he is listed. That is absolutely ridiculous, and some of the plays that he's made during camp have been absolutely off the charts. In particular, the second day of camp, I believe, he caught a pass in traffic while falling down in the end zone in between 2 defenders. Tight coverage. He's really impressive, has great hands, great instincts, obviously is a great athlete, and that touchdown just showed it. You can go and see it on X. It will be posted there. Jaron Hamilton, another player that has absolutely broken out. If you heard this podcast, if you read any of my pieces, you know how Jaron Hamilton has really broken out during camp, and he's really pushing for a starting role in the offense. It might go to Malik McClain because Malik is more of a big-bodied receiver, but Jaron Hamilton, much better route runner than you would expect, much better hands than you would expect. He might be ASU's breakout player this season. He might end up being an NFL player, but you didn't hear from me. A couple of more things of note. Graham Rossini did discuss the DFA renovations that are going to happen in the basketball arena for men's and women's basketball, and also the indoor practice facility. He said that those two things are at the top of Arizona State's priority list, and they are seeking to get both of those projects started very soon. So that is great news for Arizona State fans. And also Kenny Dillingham explained why Shimon Mateer, Jordan Tyson, and Malik McClain were all held out of the scrimmage today. He said that Tyson and McClain were just dealing with being a little beat up, nothing serious, and Mateer was in a precautionary concussion protocol. It's not even confirmed that he is dealing with a concussion. It's just playing it safe right now for all we know. But that's great news. As we saw with Xavier Alford and Ghost Rouser, neither of those injuries were anything significant, and both are returning. It looks like Arizona State will largely have a healthy team heading into Week 1 against Northern Arizona on August 30th. And watch out for the AP poll. It is set to release on Monday morning at 9 a.m. Arizona time. That is the last thing I have really to say today in this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Your continued support, your continued faith in me means absolutely everything, and I would not be able to do this each and every day without all of you. So thank you so much. And before I sign off today, please follow me on X/Twitter at khicks_21. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you tomorrow.